So I just wanted to make a comment. I'm now sitting here in my computer room. It is September 23rd, 2015, and I'm just sitting around here waiting for the world to come to an end. Well, it should be any minute now. I was kind of expecting it to come to an end at midnight last night, but nothing happened, so I suppose things are kind of delayed. I don't honestly believe that. Today is actually a holy day of God. It is on my calendar, I got a mark back here, it is the Day of Atonement. I am really against these setting of days, and I think you're going to find in the days to come nothing major will happen. Something could happen, I suppose, but nothing out of the ordinary of the usual fluctuations in the stock market or whatever world events. But most of these setting of dates has to do with prophecy and end of the world type stuff that we always hear about. And they always bother me because in the Bible it never sets dates. It doesn't use numerology to, you're not expected to sit there with your calculator, and just, oh yeah, there's 7 cycles of 7 years, and we calculate that by the number of blood moons there are, and whether or not they landed on a holy day, and what the Pope said, and if we work it all out, we can figure out when something bad's going to happen, It was nonsense. I watched people online. One guy had a 7-year cycles. I think his name was Jonathan Cahn or something, and I thought his last name was really appropriate because he certainly was conning people. He has 7-year cycles, and the World Trade Tower, it went up on September 11, 2001, and that was a Shemitah year, and of course we've all remember reading Shemitah in the Bible, right? I never have. And then you look it up and you find out, that was September 11th, but the actual holy day in that year was not September 11th. I think it was the 18th or something like that. I looked it up at the time. And then he says, and then another 7 years later, 2008, the stock market crashed, and so therefore, that happened early in the year, actually. Well, actually, if you look back on the whole stock market crash, it started in 2007 when you'll read, if you look it up, several companies went bankrupt in 2007, so it was no big surprise that the stock market was taking a nosedive. I actually seen that coming years beforehand because most of the stocks were all based on online tech and stuff like this, which didn't have any money-making ability that I could see. So I seen this coming years in advance, but it had nothing to do with prophecy. But these people will sit there and they'll try to shoehorn in something to fit in with this, and then he's out there conning the world. And of course, by the time the guy ends up by the time the guy gets done talking, the inevitable happens. What I'm not surprised about is he's selling a book. Well, end of the world's coming, and what's he doing? He's trying to make money. Well, what's he worried about making money for? I mean, isn't he concerned about our well-being? He's concerned about building his own portfolio and his own bank account. You can tell what these people are all about as soon as they turn around and try and sell you something. That's what it's all about. It's selling lies. And he knows there's a lot of people interested in this kind of stuff. You got people talking about CERN, have you seen a portal open yet? I haven't. It's a particle accelerator. That's it. And, these are kind of people, they make Christians look like idiots, and it's just ridiculous, There's nothing evil about CERN. There's nothing evil about September 23rd or the 28th. There's nothing bad's going to happen. They're actually both holy days, so I expect nothing but good on those days, at least for those people that keep them. I'm keeping it right now. I haven't eaten. I'm fasting as I'm supposed to be doing today. I haven't eaten or drinking since last night, and I'm fine. I rely on God. That's the point. It's atonement, at-one-ment, the day of at-one-ment, anyway. And they talk about the 4 blood moons, and that's another thing they're using to try to validate this whole thing. But there's no 4 blood moons. Open up your Bible, show me 4 blood moons. There's no such thing. They're talking about the 4 lunar eclipses. A lunar eclipse is not a blood moon. It's a lunar eclipse. Now, the last time you seen a lunar eclipse, did you almost have a heart attack and die? Because according to Bible prophecy, there's only one blood moon in the Bible, and that happens just before Christ returns, and it is such a frightening event, people have heart attacks and die. It's hardly a lunar eclipse. They say, well, these lunar eclipses, they happen right on holy days. That's got to mean something. Well, that has happened. Do you realize in the past 2,000 years since Christ's been here that there have been that lunar eclipses happening on holy days? That has happened 7 times already since Christ. Last time I checked, the earth hasn't come to an end 7 times, right? And actually the world ain't coming to an end anyway. Bible prophecy states it never comes to an end. The world doesn't come to an end. The current system of government and age of man comes to an end. Christ takes over rule. Which brings me to another subject. There's a whole lot of talk about new world orders and one world governments. Well, there's nothing in the Bible about a new world order, one world government. The world's at war. That means all the nations aren't gathered together and united. They're all fighting against each other when Christ returns. And the vast majority of people are going to be destroyed in that war. Nuclear war coming. It's coming. Nuclear war is coming. Not a new world order. So that's nonsense too. Just throw away, ignore all these false prophets. If they're not getting the stuff from the Bible, and I mean 100% from the Bible, then they are liars. You don't listen to them. They're not worth listening to. They're deceiving you. This should be your only source of information right here. If you want to know who the beast power is, open up the book of Daniel. It's really excellent. Read through the book of Daniel, and then get like a little Bible Bible commentary. I got a cheap little book here. I don't even know why I got it. I already opened it. But it's called Collins Bible Gem. It's one of many. All Bible scholars will agree, and it'll explain to you if you read in here and then glance through this about certain books in Daniel. It'll actually tell you in here who the beast power is, and there isn't a Bible scholar out there that disagrees with it. Beast power is the revived Roman Empire in Europe. Who is Israel? Well, Israel and Judah fought against each other, so the Jews are not Israel. Israel is actually the United States and Britain, the British Commonwealth, all the countries that make that up. So, ignore all these false prophets out there and just stick to your Bible, or otherwise you'll be deceived and get yourself all worried for no reason. The Bible prophecy has to do with events, and it tells you what events to look out for, not numerology or none of this other nonsense. God bless.